The Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1. Date January 26, 2023. Order number 26. We hereby express our respect to you and have the honor to state the following. International Treasury Monetary 1 is the owner and manager of the World Account with the World Bank. Account number 010001488877 C3AM01. Distributed among various banks in countries around the world. As a reminder, International Treasury Monetary 1 is the owner and manager of the World Account at the World Bank. Account number 01-1700-3516-222-777-888-999, distributed among various banks in countries around the world. As a reminder, International Treasury Monetary 1 is the owner and manager of assets, including accounts under the names White Spiritual Boy, Spiritual Wonder Boy, Spiritual Wonder Brothers, Morning Star, King David, Prophet Muhammad, Demas and Saint Timothy, White Mongolia, White Vatican, White Eagle, Marie Sinukuan or Divine Crystal, Marie Banahaw or Divine Sunflower, Marie Cristina or Divine Magdalene, Marie Makiling or Divine Ester Egg, Falcon, Alpha Omega, and other accounts placed with various banks in 189 countries around the world. We are guided by previous resolutions and statements of the International Treasury Monetary 1, reaffirming Resolution number 1 dated April 7, 2020 on overcoming the global financial crisis, Resolution number 2 dated June 2, 2020, the only way out of the global financial crisis, Resolution number 3 dated on the 1st of October 2020, Ordinance number 4 of February 23, 2021, cancellation of historical assets to form a balanced, new financial system. Ordinance number 5 of July 16, 2021. Ordinance number 6 of 13 September 2021. Ordinance number 7 of the 1st of October 2021. Ordinance number 8 of 21st December 2021. Ordinance number 9 of 24th of December 2021. Notice number 10 of 13th January 2022. Ordinance number 11 of 22nd of January 2022. Ordinance number 12 of 27th February 2022. Ordinance number 13 of March the 1st. Ordinance number 14 of March the 3rd. Ordinance number 15 of 13th of March 2022. Ordinance number 16 of 16th March 2022. Ordinance number 17 of 13th May 2022. Ordinance number 18 of 22nd July 2022. Ordinance number 19 of September 23rd, 2022. Ordinance number 20 of October 5th, 2022. Ordinance number 21 of October 25th, 2022. Ordinance number 22 of November 30th, 2022. Ordinance number 23 of December 3rd, 2022. Ordinance number 24 of December 27th, 2022. Ordinance number 25 of January 13th, 2023. We hereby state the following. The Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1, jointly with professional international organizations, professional intelligence centers, and professional international analytic centers, conducting the sacred mission of preservation, development, and prosperity of bright humanity and our beloved Mother Nature, performing all necessary actions to overcome the world financial crisis and prevent the third world nuclear war in order to preserve and strengthen the world, have conducted a global investigation using professional research, verification, and analysis to identify global crime against God, nature, and bright humanity, declares the following. Until quite recently, it was completely clear to the entire human society on the earth that fascism in any of its forms, especially in aggressive and bloody form, such as neo-fascism, is absolutely criminal and inadmissible for manifestations in any existence on our earth. The great country sovereign union of Soviet Socialist republics and its multinational, great, sovereign, Soviet people, with all the allies of socialism in the struggle for liberation, protection, and preservation of bright humanity on earth, won a great victory with the global misanthropic neo-fascism in the face of fascist Germany. Immediately after the great people's victory over anti-human fascism, an international, and in fact the World Tribunal, approved by the entire world community, which had no limitation period, known to the whole world as Nuremberg trial, was held. As a result of Nuremberg trial, fascism in any of its forms, especially neo-fascism, was banned in the world for eternity, and in the case of any form of fascism and any assistance to its manifestations in the world, it will be punished by the supreme punishment. As a result of the global investigation, it became clear that after the defeat in the Second World War, the unfinished enemies of humanity, with the help of the criminal society of the Jesuits, using the Institute for Religious in the Vatican Bank, in violating of the illegal decision of the World Nuremberg trial, stole the financial assets which must be the subject to complete confiscation, and by funeral stolen, criminal, and bloody money, they moved it to illegal space of Argentina and Brazil. After waiting a bit, a particularly dangerous criminal neo-fascist group, represented by the criminal organizations of the Jesuits and the Illuminati, created by them, jointly with Vatican and the Vatican Bank, began to move the stolen dirty money around the world, especially to Europe. With dirty criminal money which was declared to be illegal for the eternity, neo-fascists and the guise of radical Zionists hastily and criminally started to buy factories and other means of production and form well-known concerns today, such as BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagen, and others. Neo-fascism again began to prepare a plan for the capture and further destruction of bright humanity using a form of radical Zionism. We are currently witnessing a division of Zionism in two categories. The first category is Orthodox Zionism, which is represented by elderly Jewish elders who advocate a generally great and peaceful development of multinational society. The second category of radical Zionism, dogmas of false anti-human dogmas, which by all means aims to man-killing actions in order to destroy humanity and nature. It can be firmly and reliably said that the time has shown us that this criminal category of beings in humanoid appearance is unacceptable for existence in human society and on our earth. In the ancient scriptures of Judaism, it is written that the Jews do not have the right to have their own land as their own community until the second coming of the prophet Moses. In violation of the basic precepts of their own religion, the Jews received the great gift from the great victor in the Second World War, the great multinational Russia, the Soviet people of the country, of the sovereign of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. For the first time in the history of Jewry for a long term to build their own Jewish state, which should be in peace and harmony with neighbors and other countries and nations and should exist and develop by the path of reason and light into the future. At the present time we see what kind of gratitude the Zionists made to the Slavs, the Russian and the entire Soviet people organizing the capture of the sovereign country and arranging the genocide of their benefactors to this day. Terrorist projects for the genocide of sovereign citizens of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, called the Harvard Project and the Houston Project, are created and conducted by the Zionists. The criminal civil war of the territory of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics is a terrorist project to destroy all Slavs, the multinational Russian and Soviet people. Almost 4 years have already passed since the lease term for the land provided to the Jews by Palestine ended, as there was no love and harmony between the Jews and Palestinians, who were long suffering from such a brotherly neighborhood. The entire Arab Union has been subjected to criminal sacrifice by Zionism all this time. The fact of global terrorism and genocide in our world has also been absolutely verified and confirmed. The radical Zionists immediately allocated a financial budget for a project to destroy light humanity, consisting of criminal, stolen, bloody and fake fiat money, which are prohibited in the financial system. But in order to carry out these forbidden criminal transactions, the radical Zionists use the deceitful hegemony of the above criminal organizations, which is a well-known control center in Washington, D.C., London City, Wall Street, the Vatican Bank and others. The Sovereign International Treasury Monetary Fund considers that its duty to announce the Muslims of the world about one of the most disgusting projects of radical Zionism for the complete physical destruction of Muslims. The criminal projects of these perverted psychopaths united in radical Zionism on the basis of their destructive nature will not be able to live like humanity alone, regardless of adherence to different types of religious denominations, territorial locations, speech forms, and skin color. Just a few weeks ago, the radical Zionists planned to organize a third world nuclear war. The central beginning of this global insane act of terrorism was supposed to be the joint exercises of Israel and the United States in the Middle East. As this terrorist destructive project, it was planned to use all types of weapons of mass destruction, including nuclear, in order to destroy the Palestinians, Iranians, and Afghans. The not destroyed neo-fascists are a big mistake of light humanity. The river of space and time has shown that light humanity, what the perverted scholars are capable of, who, with our convenience, have escaped their just retribution. The consequences and results of these mistakes are global sacrifices, torments, and sorrows of light humanity. We also emphasize the shame that being under the criminal and bloody terrorism forms the side of radical Zionism, which includes a significant part of the Jews, the criminal organization of the Jesuits, the criminal organization of the Illuminati, the Baton Lodge, headed by David and Michael Rockefeller, the Committee of 300, the criminal Vatican for numerous facts controlled by the criminal organizations of the Jesuits, criminal neo-fascist organizations, corporations, and concerns. Contrary to reason and common sense, the unification of all countries of the world of the UN platform has forgotten and criminally keeps silent about its own decisions taken earlier to condemn and ban Zionism as an anti-peace movement and doctrine. Unfortunately, the criminals and enemies of the human world have worked out the practice of substituting concepts and distorting the image of words in order to deceive and manipulate human society. The light word Zionism actually means spiritually, as the truth of the earthly world. The spirit means the temple for God, all this in an image of creation. But as in many of their other criminal practices, the scribes and Pharisees, perverts, perverted the sacred image of the divine word, and, under its cover, organized an organization of terrorists, misanthropes, and murderers. Radical Zionism has penetrated into all areas of management of organized being in almost all countries of the world and into global international organizations. The American Zionists, jointly with the former president of the Philippines, Ferdinand Marcos, organized an international crime in the form of a global financial fraud, on the basis of which they founded the criminal hegemony of the United States in the form of Washington, D.C., and international financial organizations registered there. More details are described in the ordinance of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1, number 22, of the 13th of November 2022. This criminal financial activity was created and managed with the direct participation of criminal organizations, London City, Vatican, Jesuits, Illuminati, Committee of 300, criminal secret organizations, pseudo-sovereigns, criminal caceria, dark nobility, and others. The number of these perverted psychopaths against the background of light humanity is ridiculous. One of these perverted dogmas was Tierno Allison Ba, Joseph, ex-general manager of the Global Security Fund of the Federal Reserve System of the U.S. Corporation. He is also the secret chief of the FRS. He is also the curator of Donald Trump, Illuminati Romanov. He is also the thief of the profitable part of the sacred spiritual assets, White Spiritual Boy, Treasuries R.A. Tierno Allison Ba, Joseph, fundamentally, unlawfully proclaimed Donald Trump, Illuminati Romanov, as the head of the historic International Tripartite Agreement, False Trust, thereby falsely elevating the status of Donald Trump as the secret circles of criminal domination in our Holy Land, occupied by perverts and liars, enemies of the people. The Sovereign International Treasury Monetary 1 by Order No. 25 cancelled and banned all financial trusts for eternal times, as a result of which Mr. Donald Trump can only earn any status by service, faith, and truth before the people of America and the whole world. The criminal plans of the radical Zionist dogma Tierno Allison Ba, Joseph, consisted of a nationwide deception set out in various promotions with beautiful wrapper like Anisara and Gisara and the Quantum Financial System, QFS. Quantum is the light technology of our universe, and it will never work under the control of criminals and perverts. According to the criminal plans of Tierno Ellison Ba, Joseph, Donald Trump's curator, the terrorists plan to drive bright humanity into digital control, destroy the Divine generic system of the family, produce humanoid creatures with artificial technologies from test tubes, while the perverts hide behind the sacred name of the bright prophet Isa, Jesus. Investigating the degrees and levels of perversions and crimes of humanoid beings that have penetrated and infiltrated the light human society, sometimes you come to a state of horror, realizing that pain and suffering of human caused by these filthy beings. In persons as the all-heavenly providence of God as the all-heavenly great Divine providence, on the basis of the foregoing, the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One, fulfilling the sacred mission and fulfilling the sacred duty to the bright humanity, as a single people of the world, by the right of the Supreme Sovereign, by the right of ownership of all world assets, by the right chief regulator of the world financial system, decides to recognize outside the Divine laws of creation and outside the law any perverted forms of Zionism directed against the light humanity and nature, except for real paths of spiritual development to the knowledge of the Divine truths according to the Divine laws of creation. Recognize outside the Divine laws of creation and outside the law any forms, technologies, including the quantum financial system project, financial emissions, and any means of payment in the world financial system and in the entire world space, with the exception of those forms, technologies, including in the quantum financial system project, of financial emissions and means of payment, which are officially accepted and officially authorized by the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One, as the owner of all world assets, as the chief regulator of the world financial system, and in accordance with the recommendations of the International Basel Committee on Banking Supervision, Basel Standards III, as well as the resolutions of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One secured by system balance, banking gold, XAU, in the form of Monetary One emission, XAU, real money, in the form of treasury bills of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One, in paper and electronic form with mandatory verification and confirmation of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One, according to the official instructions of the Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One. Prohibit and recognize outside the Divine laws of creation and outside the law any forms and types of organizations aimed at creating and cultivating aggression and hostility in the human society that violate human rights and the Divine of creation, painfully and criminally affected the right of light humanity and harmonious development according to the Divine laws of creation. For such crimes, criminals should be punished with the supreme punishment. In pursuance to the resolution, all international and country counterterrorism and legal organizations, all military organizations, to all actual orders, to all masters of the world system, to all masters of the world financial system, all international and country control organizations, to all missionaries performing a mission before the one God, the All-Creator bringing light and knowledge to the world, immediately start to implement this resolution in terms of its full implementation. Sovereign International Treasury Monetary One confirms this statement and in the future, impartial and correct fulfillment its light mission to restore justice and build an all-light, all-heavenly system which should and will, in faith and truth, serve the bright humanity, and therefore all God, all Creator, all God Almighty, as the one all-heavenly, all God the all-Creator of all existing, and all non-existing in the creation of all light, all great, all heaven. His Majesty Alexander, the King of Kings, Vice Spiritual Boy, Secretary General of the International Treasury Monetary One, President of Vice Spiritual Boy RSB Global Corp Incorporated, Grand Intendant of the Sovereign Order of St. John Jerusalem, Rhodes, Malta, the Supreme Sovereign of the Order of the Hospitallers, Om.